I've been doing mouse modding just like I said I would. Look at that. Because I got the day off work. I got the day off work and we're going to mod some mice. Okay. But I need to get up the chat because on the last live stream I could not get up the chat. I'm curious if you guys said anything actually. So I'm going to be modding some of the mice that are on screen here, probably. But I want to see dog walk and chatting. Yes. I could not see the chat on this, which is a real bummer. I just went live where I was walking my dog. How crappy is the quality? Oh, is it still processing? Okay, I think the video's still processing. No comments, and then can I see live chat replay? I guess that's not available. Okay, anyway, it didn't work. Nobody tuned in. Apparently in the analytics there were 14 concurrent viewers, but what a bunch of bullcrap that is because nobody stayed for like more than 30 seconds. I'm sorry, it's not... Usually Thursday is Mousecast day, but not today, unfortunately. I am sorry, ladies, gentlemen, and lady. So, just gonna clean the camera here. Clean this camera here. Been away from home for a week, and apparently my whole computer setup got all borked. But what can you do? So, I'm bringing up chat on my tablet here. That is slow as heck. Slow as heck, but we're hopefully going to be modding the mice that y'all see on screen here. Maybe. We'll see. We will see how ambitious we get. So, the first one that I want to mod is the Rapoo VT3. There we go, live. So, the Rapoo VT3, it is the full size. It's kind of like an EC... I don't know. EC2 size? Yeah, I would not say this is EC3. Nah, fam. Alright, we're zoomed out. I got my shirt tucked in to keep me warm. Am I weird? So, like, on that dog walk, I had my shirt tucked in. Oh, man, I got a ton of stuff I want to mod, dude. I still haven't even... You guys, I have an Owla V9. I've had an Owla V9 for a while now. And this is the GPX Mini. This is basically the size of a 2C with some really nice implemented Omron opticals. And I have not done any... I literally have had it for probably, like, 3 weeks now. And I've done nothing with it. I apologize. We got home from work and there's a Mousecast after dark. This is not... Okay. It's not Mousecast. I'm sorry, guys. Mousecast is this Sunday, 6 a.m. Eastern. I don't know what time that is for you guys. Do the calculations. Also, daylight savings plays a role. I'm sorry that my state is dumb. 6 a.m. EST with special guest Upgrade Lemonade, the former reviewer, now Ponage marketing representative. Also, speaking of Ponage, look at this. Not sent out by Ponage. Well, sort of. This is an Amazon Vine review sample. Look, it's so pretty, but is it good? I don't know. It has an uneven base, and it's $180. Oh, the Bloodline Stormbreaker is the V3 or whatever they call it. It's the most recent. Has Omron opticals that actually feel pretty good in it. The shape's actually decent, but yeah. It's an okay product at a really high price. That's the problem. That's the problem. So, I don't want to talk about that one today because I gotta spend more time on that one before I give real thoughts. But here I am giving thoughts on a Rapoo VT3 that I literally have never even turned on. So there's that. Okay, why don't we talk mice now? So, hi dog. Oh, is the doggy gonna join me? Yeah. Yeah, this doggy has diarrhea, so we had to feed her boiled chicken and rice for the past few days. Yeah. Yes, you did. But you're such a sweet girl. We still love you very much. We missed you on our vacation. So on the little dog walk live stream that I recently did, I talked about my trip a little bit. I'll probably rehash this here. Oh, sorry, dog. I didn't mean to bonk you. But today we're doing mouse modding because Phalanges has the day off work. Should I have saved the day to take time off when the baby comes? Probably. But I don't know. I'm not going to complain. Sometimes it's important to have time to yourself, especially when you are a person with lots of hobbies. So, I don't know. Get to the mouse modding already. Alright. We're going to start with the Rapoo VT3. I should show what's in the box. And take pictures for the old Reddit. But leave a comment in chat what you guys want to see next. So, I've already done the VT3S, so we're not going to do that. But what do you want me to see mod next on the stream? So, we're going to do the VT3 today. And then the other options are these guys, okay? The Pulsar 10s, I modded this on a previous live stream. Apparently, I borked one of the, I forget, left or right switch does not work. I need to fix it. Attack Shark X1. This is actually a really nice Viper mini shape. I want to put Armor Opticals in it. ATK X1. I want to do an ultra lightweight mod where I like literally cut apart this entire thing. Maybe I keep the dongle storage. I've already Armor and Optical swapped and battery swapped this. It's just that I have two ATK X1, so I'm going to try a more extreme mod to one of them, and that's going to happen to be this one. The other mouse here is a brand spanking new, never even turned on, Darmo Shark M3V2. This is a bit of a nothing burger. It's M3V2, but it's the same shape. It's pretty much the same internals as the Pro. Yeah, in peripherals on YouTube already has a disassembly of this. There's not going to be a whole lot to learn. It's, I don't want to say disappointing. Sure, I'll say it's disappointing. I just happened to get it really cheap for like $23 shipped before cashback, and I couldn't pass that up because I have a problem. But this guy would need a battery swap and a switch swap, and just some internal pictures. So what do you guys want to see me mod after the VT3, the Rapoo? We got Pigger in chat saying many N54L15 mice that interest me a lot, but no Armor Optical. It's a big deal breaker for me. I'm still holding on to my L7 Plus. RIP. Quick question before I dip. Any Switch implementation you try that surpasses Omron Opticals? Surpasses? So the thing is, if you're going to talk implementation, you're going to talk like a good Omron Optical implementation versus a good something else implementation. And from that experience, I still like Omron Opticals. Particularly the MCHO's L7 Plus and the Lamzu Maya X stand out as two of my favorites. There's a lot of other pretty good ones too. ATK, a lot of ATK mice, their Omron Opticals, especially in the X1 and Z1, tends to be a little bit more crisp and heavier. Some people might prefer that. To answer your question shortly, what mice have I really liked the implementation of? VXE R1. My SE, which uses like Huano blue shell white dots, amazing. Absolutely amazing. Yeah, and then a lot of the new TTC optical V2 TTC opticals are pretty good. Yeah, ROM ER21 comes to mind. That's a mouse that I could have put Armor Opticals in, and I opted not to. That's very rare for me to do. I'm also looking over at my wall here. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good selection. Yeah, Cyrox uses Armor Opticals. Mad Lions Armor Opticals. The Zaopin Z1 has a pretty good Huano transparent blue shell pink dot implementation. Yeah, but other TTC V2 optical mice include the Lingbao M9, the Deluxe M800 Mini, the Aula SC900. Yeah. And also, maybe another one that comes to mind is Crazy Light, X2 Crazy Light. The FE opticals on that are pretty good. I hope that helps a little bit. I think ATX one would be interesting. Okay, very good. VT3 V2. Yes, this is the new one. This is the lighter weight with the nice coating, and the Nordic 54 series MCU in this one. Fine, to answer your question. What do you think about the ROM Leviathan V4? I have a review unit inbound, I hope, and I'm very excited for it. Check a Reddit post. There's some guy who has his nice blue colorway one available. I asked about shape. He said it's like a slightly more aggressively curved Viper V3, both in size and in kind of shape, which is what I was really hoping for. It's kind of think like an elongated ES21 is what I thought, and he sounds like it's between that and a Viper V3, so that's good. Destroyers in chat saying, admitting you have a problem with the first step towards recovery. Dude, Destroyer, I'm so bummed. What are we going to do about... I'm so bummed about Battlefield 2042 removing the close quarters playlist. Okay, let's fix... I'm sorry, guys. We'll do the VT3 in a moment. I want to fix my... I need to fix my Pulsar 10s first. I need to address the thing that, even though I'm not as interested in it, it's the thing I need to do. So, one of the mouse buttons wasn't working, and it is left mouse. Okay, left mouse is no worky. So we're going to take this. That was my Windows sound. I apologize, y'all. We're going to do this one first. I'm sorry, I'm going to be boring. I'm gonna tease you guys with the VT3 for later. But I also want to talk about the VT3 in a way that is like, I can then edit it into a first impressions, maybe. Because there's not a lot of English information online on the mouse. So... But I will say right off the bat, it's pretty much this whole V2 generation of Rapoo stuff with the N54L15 MCU. It's all kind of cut from the same cloth. Solid enough build quality. Big old battery. Oh, what's my dog barking at? And I need to get this out of my... Oh, she sees another doggy. She's barking at. Am I gonna have to... Dude, go, Nova, go bark downstairs. Yeah, it's a solid scroll wheel. This one, interestingly, the Omron mechanicals don't feel abysmal in it, but I'm still gonna swap them out because they still are too spongy on the post-travel. So here's a thing we already know and love, the ATK 10 signature edition, because it definitely looks like an ATK factory mouse. Nova. Go. Bro, I can't focus with you like barking your head off. I don't know how much of that is coming through in the mic. What a dog. Oh, I bet they did it deliberately to push people to Battlefield 6. That is 100% the case. So what I'm referring to is Destroyer and Ice. Destroyer's a Battlefield gaming buddy of mine. We played Battlefield every Monday night for like, holy crap, Destroyer, for like the past like 7 years. And they removed the Close Quarters playlist, which was an infantry-only playlist that was like the only reason to play 2042 in particular because the maps are so god-awfully big and it really sucks dying to like vehicles. So... yeah, they removed it. So like Battlefield 2042 is pretty much dead to me. I remember, I think it was about springtime earlier this year, they temporarily removed the mode for reasons, and I remember like playing it solo here and there, and I was just like, wow, this stinks. Like for me, the defining factor of if it's a FPS I can get into is if I can play it solo. Right? As you get older, you just want to play games that are with your friends, you have less free time, so it's rather uncommon. Yeah, the solder joints look fine. Why is the one button working, but this one isn't? Maybe I have the, maybe I goofed up on the photoreceptor thingamajigs. I don't know, we'll try taking it. I wonder what the L means on the PCB here. Yeah, it's only left mouse that's giving me problems. So, yeah, they're definitely trying to push people to Battlefield 6, and maybe they know a thing or two about all the people who play the Close Quarters playlist are kind of sweats and streamers and such, so there's less incentive to keep that alive, especially since those people might be the ones who spend more money. Okay, I just barely redid the solder joints. I just toasted them a little bit. Let's just see if that changed anything. Probably not. Probably not. But incoming Windows sound, that was me. Okay, left mouse. Right mouse still no worky. Yeah. Yeah, right, left mouse still no worky. Okay. That was me again. Sorry, Windows sound. So, I don't know. It looks fine. I don't know. Maybe I got a bad switch. Maybe, I don't know. Who knows? Let's just take it out, though. Diggity dog. Crazy dog. Have you tried the Ninjutsu 10 Air? How does it feel? Nope, I haven't. Daz has 2 units. Ask him. Let's see, how are we going to do this? You're just going to yoink it out. But yeah, Daz has... Doesn't Daz straight up have a review up of the Ninjutsu 10? I don't know. I have never been a GPX shape fan. Go look at my most viewed video. It's some dog crap GPW review from like 5 reasons why I'm selling it. I did it with like my really crappy webcam, and somehow it has like 120K views or something really dumb like that. I apologize for everyone who got that in their feed, because it was intended to get like 50 views. My solder pump, I think, needs to be cleaned. I can feel it's feeling a little chunky at the bottom. Rise and Shine reviews. What's up? Budget mouse run, says VUA. I don't know what you mean by budget mouse run. You just mean like recommendations? I don't know, like... M chose L7 Plus. That is such an easy answer. I don't know. It's like interesting, you know. Sometimes people, I'm gonna pick on you, VUA. Vua. I'm gonna pick on you. So some people are casual viewers who simply, you know, they want a solid mouse recommendation. That's it. They don't really want to think a whole lot about it. They just are overwhelmed by the noise and the r/mouse review and all that stuff. So they'll just be like, "What's a good budget mouse?" And that's fine. But then other times people are like, I don't know, really curious for our take, which I think is interesting. I guess because we have like so many mice, we can come from a viewpoint of authority a little bit. I don't know, but I'm also like garbage at Kovacs, so, you know, don't listen to me, haha. Anyway, with really simple questions, you're just gonna get a really simple answer. If you give a more thought out, and I'm sorry, I'm not mad or anything. I'm just saying, if you want like if you want to like list your hand size, your grip style, what other mice you have tried, I can come up with a more solid recommendation. But with very little to go on, M chose L7 Plus. It's a really good mouse for the money. It's a really good mouse for the money. It's definitively S tier in terms of value. Excellent clicks, good skates, excellent weight once you battery swap it too. It's like 47 grams, brings it down to like 42 grams, 41, 42 grams. Yeah, good coating on it. I don't know. It's like the Cyrock, it's like a Sora shape too, so it's something that a lot of people like because there's a million clones of that shape, so clearly people are buying it. Oh, what am I doing? I need to actually reassemble my soldering pump. Ooh, yeah, look at that. Can you guys see that on camera? Let's take this apart actually. Do a deep clean. What a stream. Deep cleaning the soldering pump. How do I disassemble this though? Is it a screw top? No? Am I just a weakling? Yeah, there's like a big old chunk of solder at the tip there, huh? Oh, yeah, baby. Look at that. Damn. That was so heavy, it made a thunk when I dropped it into the garbage bin here. Look at that. That's why she wasn't sucking. Gotta keep her clean. If you want her to suck. Facts in life. Yeah, I'm glad. I do really like the soldering pump though. I have tried. Oh my goodness. Can you guys see on the camera here? Well, here's 2 soldering pumps, 3 actually. And then I have like 3 more up here that you can't see. I have tried a lot of soldering pumps. if you can, this one I found on AliExpress, and I think I changed the spring. I think so. But this kind of waffled pattern aluminum. And this one's just easy to clean and seems to be working well, though the nozzle is starting to get bored out. So this little cleaning probe that comes on through, it doesn't fully clean the bore anymore because the bore is like oversized. You can get ones that have like replacement tips. Like here's an example of, yeah, this is for a different soldering iron, but these are replacement tips. So like a solid recommendation are these big blue ones that are labeled ZD108A. These ones are fine. I think I have issues with this one with the like latching mechanism. They only last so long. I don't know. I don't know why they aren't like just good soldering pumps. This one is like a more premium one. This one I think was like 10 bucks. And I like that it has a silicone tip because you can really hug around the stem. I still don't use this one as much. It feels premium though. I mean, everything on it is metal. The entire body, even the little red plunger here is aluminum. And I think I spring swapped this one with a bigger spring also for like better suction. But then I had one that I spring swapped and I guess the spring was too powerful and it like blew itself apart. So, what are we modding today? Says Rise and Shine. We're starting with the really boring one that I've already done today, which is the Pulsar 10's Signature Edition. And then we'll be hopping over to the Rapoo VT3 Gen 2 or 54L15, whatever you want to call it. I meant, is this stream one? Haha. Is this stream a budget mouse run? What? I'm not buying anything on this stream. No, sir. Next AliExpress sale ain't until probably 11/11. I mean, there's going to be a choice day at the beginning of November. Holy crap, we're already approaching November. But the 11/11 sale is the biggest sale of the year. That and the summer sale. Yeah, that's some good suction now, boy. So if you're looking for any budget mice, if you're an AliExpress shopper, Discord chat, Discord, the deals chat in our Discord is a good place to check out. I have some pinned messages there about. You know what? I'm actually going to try something. I'm going to see if it was actually the Switch. I'm going to try something here. The deals chat has a pinned message that is the calendar of sales. Go check it out. There's nothing else for October other than like some mediocre sales that are irrelevant. But 11/11, Singles Day, it's a big thing in China. Okay, I'm going to try. I swear, dog, dude. The neighbors have some contractor coming over. His truck just pulled up, I guess. She's growling at it already. All right, I'm gonna take this over. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna try to put I'm leaving the solder in. I'm just gonna put these pins through the holes and see if I can get an actuation. Which I don't know if I will. Let's try it. All right, Windows sound is me. Sorry, y'all. Okay, right mouse is working. Yeah, let's try left mouse here. Yep, left mouse no worky. Dog. Come on, pup. Oh man, did you guys see apparently on there's like some Reddit drama, I don't know, r/live stream fails I sometimes watch or read, whatever. And there's some big streamer, Hassan, who's been like really mean to his dog, like with a shock collar or something. I don't really know the details. All I know is that it makes me really sad because I saw one clip where like the dog seemed to be afraid of him. That made me really sad. Be nice to your pets, guys. I saw a quote once that was, what was the quote? It was, to you, your dog is your best friend. to your dog, you are their world. It's like, dang. My poor pups. Yeah, why this switch no worky? This whole socket not working? Sorry, that was my window sound again. I'm just trying to get this. Yeah, why is the socket not working, dude? Sorry, my window sound again. So I don't know what I'm gonna do because there is no normally closed contact or normally open contact here for me to solder to, so I can't use it like a mechanical switch. I don't know. Let's just try full soldering this, and I kind of half soldered it in so I would be able to get it out easily, but now we're at the point where I just want this mouse to work. This is not a cheap mouse, son of a gun. Son of a gun. Son of a gun. Let's see what else we got in chat. I saw the whole journey of it being a puppy to now Hassan is a psychopath. Whoa. Yeah, and then I saw a thing like there was I don't know if a clip is the right word. Sure, of him with a different dog, I think, and like saying like, I'm gonna wait. Do I need to say this the safe word, the unalive word? I'm gonna unalive you. I don't know if it was joking. I don't know if that was out of context. That still isn't. I don't think I've joked about unaliving my dog. I mean, like, you definitely make jokes about, like, well, I don't know, maybe I maybe I have, but it's like very much joking. I absolutely adore my dog. I am a new dog owner. This is my first dog, and I absolutely love my dog more than life itself. I love my dog. I missed her so much on this vacation. Okay, I think I got that switch in. I did it like a really bootlegged way, but it's in, so sure. I'm gonna be really sad if this doesn't work because I don't know what I'm gonna do next. For the live stream, I guess I'll just mod another mouse, but I mean, like, for me personally, like, can I just not game on this mouse anymore? The pads look fine. The pads look absolutely fine. Can't decide between VT3 Max V2 and Realm Leviathan V4. Why are you comparing an Ergo to an Ambi? Those are both solid mice, dude. Get whichever one's a better shape for you. Okay, that was my window sound. It's working! It's working! Okay, it's working, but the joints are like dog crap. Oh, shit. Can I... Full screen K. Okay. You guys use the keyboard shortcuts for YouTube? You know, K to play, pause, also spacebar, but K works better, I think. Arrow keys for seeking, what is it? J and L for 10-second. Okay. I really hope I didn't. Okay, I just resoldered them because, like, it was working, but the joints that I had were, like, dog crap. And I don't know. People talk about, like, cold joints where your mouse will go bad after a while. So let's try. You're kidding. It's not working now? What in the world? Oh, I had it working and I shouldn't have done anything. Bro, but all I did was complete the joints. Is there like some really weird... Bro! I'm about to lose my Nah, I'm good, guys. I'm good because I got the day off of work. And I'm just chilling, doing some mouse modding. I was telling my wife... She didn't think it was funny because she doesn't get it, but I was like, I should do Bob Ross style mouse modding. I think I joked about that on stream not that long ago. I think I did like 10 seconds of it. I'm sorry, you guys. if I do it again, it's going to be a full length hour-long stream where I have to stay in character. Bro, acting's hard though. Acting is hard. My wife has a cousin who did like amateur acting. Sorry, window sound is me. Yep, still not working. Okay. She did amateur acting and we went and saw her at a theater performance. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna lock the dog out of this room. You can stay downstairs and bark at the neighbors. Although, yeah, I do have the door closed. I don't know where I was going with this. Whatever. Really, it's insane. Playing like, oh, what was the board game or the like board game that we played with her where we had to say things in like different accents, and it's just like playing with somebody who like has like acting experience and is also like good at it. It's just unreal. It's like not even a competition. Okay, I'm just gonna try like some weird, good, I want good clicky clicks, no soft and mushy. And you're like deciding between the VT3 Max V2 and the Leviathan V4. Well, I don't own a Leviathan V4. So you probably shouldn't take my opinion, but at least on paper, I can tell you that the TTC opticals and the ER21. Okay, that's still no worky. Sorry, window sound is me again. The TTC V2 opticals and the VT in the ROM ER21, if they have the same implementation as in the Leviathan, I would go with that. Unless you mod the VT3 that I have here, bro, they're on. Oh, you're talking the Max that has the ratios. Yeah, I don't know. That's your call, dude. I don't have either of those mice, but I will say that the Omron mechanicals in this are not great. I don't understand Omron mechanical fad right now. Sorry, I'm going back and forth between my computer. That sound is window sound is me. There we go. It's working now. I don't know why, but that is wild, dude. Okay, I'm just trying to get my cursor to move a little bit. Okay, the click is working now. Weird. Okay, so there's something happening with... I'm gonna leave it. I don't see any... See, when I would like fully solder these joints... So I'm looking at these for the receptors for the click here. The like transmitter and receiver. When I would solder all 4 of them, it would stop working. Right now I have 3 of them soldered and 1 of them like half soldered. It's still making an electrical connection, but that's what I had to do to get this to work. So I am not going to touch it anymore, but I'm going to try giving it a cleaning here and seeing if I can see if there's like a scratch on the PCB or something where then I was accidentally soldering and creating a short or something funky. So cleaning method of just a toothbrush. It's isopropyl alcohol works great. If you have a firm bristle toothbrush, it's even better. So like when I do my 6-month checkups at my dentist, I try to ask them for firm, if they have any, you know, they give you the freebie toothbrush. Yeah, dude. Old toothbrushes make really good tools. Sorry, I'm gonna look at it kind of off camera here. Nope, PCB looks totally fine to me. I don't know. I don't know, but it's working. So we're gonna stop here and put it back together and then switch mice. So for those of you guys who are just tuning in, yep, this is not a Mousecast podcast. Not today. You'll be getting it on Sunday, 6 a.m. Eastern with special guest Upgrade Lemonade from Ponage. So apparently Upgrade Lemonade, he's living in Europe now, but wait, should I not like dox him? I don't actually know that many specifics about him, but he grew up in the US, but he has his wife or whatever has like a really good job over there, so they moved, and he's glad that he did too, which is pretty cool. So I think it's interesting to have like a former, so I'm American, right? So have a former person from the United States talking about specifically the mouse space, because it seems so different in different parts of the world. Like, if you're a mouse enthusiast, China's definitely the best place to be, right? Well, maybe the US. I don't know. What's better? Those of any viewers from China? Well, Pigger, you're... Oh, shoot. Pigger, where did you... Oh, I think he dipped out, too. Where did he say he's from? Son of a gun. Vietnam? Oh, shoot. I forget. We even talked about it for a while. Well, anyway. China would be pretty good for like all the early releases of these Chinese brands, because there's kind of a Chinese brand renaissance going on right now. But the US is just solid all around, because generally if there is a good product, it's sold in the US market. Speaking of other brands, Santali is an Indian brand, right? And they only have the S10, right? That's the only mouse. I think they had some mouse pads. They had some mouse pads called, like, were they named after Greek gods or something? Like No. They were named after some kind of other deities. And they had like a control speed and a balanced variance. I forget. Remember the artwork was kind of decorative a little bit, or at least the logo was. I don't quite. Okay, maybe I'm talking out my butt here. But Santali, yeah, apparently has pads. I really like the S10. I don't know. I haven't seen. I don't know. There's one other brand that uses the shell. It was that German company. I forget their name too, but they had it like all black. But the Santali is a fun little, fun colorway. I think that PCB's on there good. Bro, this is such an ATK mouse. Yeah. Just make sure all the buttons work. Yep, those work. Power slider works. Do we get an LED? Oh, I think I need to plug in the side PCB to get an indicator LED. Make sure I didn't toast anything, though I only focused on the left mouse switch, so there's not really anything to toast. Oh, I want to let my doggy back in. Phalange's dog abuser. Oh no. The rumors. It's a whole cult. All of us streamers all hate our dogs. It's not just Hassan. Hi, pup. Hi, pupper. Hi, pupper. No. Oh, wait a second. Yes, you guys do have live proof of me abusing my dog. I have it time-stamped in pet pics in the Discord. I lost a scroll wheel or something underneath the desk here, and I grabbed. Okay, bye, Nova. She's barking again. And I grabbed the mouse pad tube. This one. I grabbed this one and I moved and I bonked her on the nose with it, and it made a bonk. Oh, it made a bonk sound. Oh man, I should like clip that and like make that official on my YouTube somehow. I have it in Discord. It's really funny. I've showed it to my wife like a dozen times at this point. Our poor dog. Alright. Unfortunately, those feel a little bit spongy, these Omron opticals in this. I mean, they're still way better than the FE opticals, but... She barking away. Bark, 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 because she saw somebody for half a second. Oh, that screws the wrong one. We're gonna do these ones. Whoops. Yeah, I should really come up with... I mean, I like my little magnet system here. I should really come up with a better way. So something In Peripherals does is he takes a magnet and puts it on a screwdriver like this. Then whenever he's working, he just puts the... Or I assume it's he. I think I've heard his voice. I think it's a boy. He just puts him on the magnet. Now, speaking of genders and stuff, I actually did reach out to Pingu, and Pingu got back to me, because we've talked about Pingu on the stream. Pingu does, like, fingertip mouse reviews. He famously had, like, a bad Matrova experience. Bro was really cool. I asked them, sorry, I gotta be careful. I asked them what their preferred pronouns are, and Pingu said they, them. So that's what I need to do, is I need to get into the mindset of doing that, because I have never called anyone in my life by different pronouns. I don't have any trans friends or whatever. But I'm glad he got they got back. Jeez, I'm terrible. They got back to me, and again, it's not like a misgendering thing. It's like, for me, it's a grammatical thing. They and them is plural. That's the hang up in my mind. So Pingu got back to me and said like that they really appreciated the podcast, the Mousecast, which is like crazy because I don't know. Why do they know? Here I go. Why do they know about our podcast? Pingu's like such a bigger YouTuber, and it's also like it's somewhat adjacent. Pingu has the son of a gun, the Raw Input podcast, but that's a whole like in community also, much bigger than whatever it is that I am doing. Pulsar 10's signature ATK done. Fixed. Back onto the desk. Oh, I should put more dot skates on it. I should test out some dot skates. You guys want to see something wild? Y'all want to see something wild? I need to get my mouse too. We're gonna go over here to change the scene. And we're gonna go to, by the way, how's audio level? I never even checked that. We're gonna go to, oh, whoops, I didn't do the @ live streams. I'm mouse modding right now and upload a file. I forgot to do this. VT3 thumbnail. Boom. We are gonna go to, so that means all of you guys here are from the YouTube notification. So I'm sorry, you all probably think it's Mousecast Thursday, but it's not. Daz is at work. What was I going to show you guys? Son of a gun. Oh, the dot skates. Dude, check this out. Skates discussion. Discord link in our description. Oh, look at how pretty that is. Cool. Look at this. I got 360 skates for $1.27. What? What? How? I don't know. This multi-store coupon is actually coins. So this was coins. This was a $2 off 15, I think. Yeah. And then stored, okay. Yeah, so I don't know, this multi-store coupon was actually coins, because I think this was like 60% off with coins. They're 7mm, so I'm going to put some on. Join our Discord. Yeah. Okay. Back to the webcams. Why is my top-down camera so fuzzy? Why is that just a focus thing? Okay, I don't know, man. I don't make the rules here. Korea seems like a very tech-savvy spot. Yeah, Korea would probably be really good too. Though I hear the workplace culture in Korea is like ultra toxic. It's like Japan, where they are also having like really bad declining birth rates because everyone wants to move out. Okay. Yeah, look at the like quality. It's like, okay. I do have like a sharpening filter on my OBS camera, on this top-down camera here. Maybe it's like an over-sharpening artifact, but anyway, Pulsar 10s is done, so let's move the heck on, phalanges. I need help. Deluxe M500 Pro feel nature to me, but click is too bad to make me uneasy. A7 read good, but don't feel nature. I'm considering Magi or U2 shape. I don't know what you mean by feel I'm guessing that you mean natural. It doesn't feel natural. I don't know. Try swapping switches, dude. Here's an M500 right here. I don't know. Mine feels fine. It's like not... It has like a weird twang to it. Can you guys hear this right now? It sounds so twangy. Like I'm playing the banjo. Oh my gosh, even when I just like set it down, it made the sound. Well, I don't know, dude. The ones you listed, U2, I wasn't impressed by the click quality, but I had like a lower tier model. So, sure, Mad G. Harman opticals are really poppy in it. That's another one that has nice poppy opticals. Popticals, camera phone. Take some pictures for the old Reddit. There's my doggy. That was after the walk. I was going to update the thumbnail to that live stream. I could talk about my vacation a little bit more on this live stream. Oh, I need to respond to the wife about groceries. Yeah. No, the Roomba was just stuck on a fold in the rug. Yeah, back from vacation, so you gotta go get all your groceries because you ate them all, trying to use them up before you leave, you know? Boom. Boom. 58 grams. It's a good weight, honestly. It feels fine. 58 grams, too heavy. And we gotta change to my aspect ratio to 1. My branding on Mouse Review is this green background. That's how you know it's a Phalanges post. Boom. Okay, that took way too long taking that photo. But why don't we do a quick little review of the Rapoo VT3S. So, or VT3. The S is the smaller version, which I've already featured and I've modded, and it's currently plugged into my computer, so I need to not goof with it. This is literally just a scaled up version in every single way. Right off the bat, I can tell that I like the VT3S a little bit more in terms of size. I've always liked small ergos. They, pretty much the entire Rapoo, this lineup features the same qualities. Nordic N54L15 MCU. Omron 100 million mechanicals in the base models. The max version switched that to Raisha opticals. They say they are Rapoo branded opticals, but they are Razor-like. And from the disassembly pictures, they use the lobster claw clips, so they are Raishas. I have not tried any of the Raisha ones. The VT3, if I can compare it to another ergo everyone knows and loves, the son of a gun, where is my EC3? EC2? EC2. And let's grab the ROM ER21 also as I drop it. Kapow, kapow. Here's probably two mice that you would cross shop. The ROM ER21 and the Rapoo VT3. Also EC2 featured here. So the ROM is much more of an EC direct clone. The Rapoo is a little bit more of a between a Death Adder and maybe an ER21 or a Zowie. So you have a larger vertical, like a more vertical left side here, whereas like an EC tends to have more angle. I'm just going to use the ER for now. It has more angle. This guy's a bit more vertical. On the right side of the mouse, there's a ever so slightly little bit of a kick out on the ER/EC. A little bit of a kick out. So your ring finger really likes to go right here. Not too far forward, not too far back. It really likes to go right there. The Rapoo is a little bit more just wedge shaped towards the front. Maybe there's a slight indent. That is really hard to tell though. So I would say this is safer on this side, though I do like the ER21 more. I like this more locked in feel of the ring finger placement right here. What else for the shape? So one thing that's interesting about this shape perhaps is the thenar area right here. On the ROM, I do get a little bit of contact right here. So thenar, I think this is what people call the thenar. Shout out Melon FPS for telling me that. The thenar contact is a little bit greater on the ROM. I think it's just a little bit, it carries a little bit higher there. What else do we want to say about the shape? The clicks are flatter too. So the ROM, they slope down more. And you end up with, I don't know if it's a similar, check ELO shapes for the actual button height. The ROM slopes down more. The EC slopes down more. The Rapoo stays a bit flatter. There are comfort grooves in the Rapoo, though they're not much. They feel kind of like GPX level comfort grooves. What else do we want to talk about? Anything else with shape? Some people might complain about like finger pinching here on the ROM or on the EC. Personally, this was never a problem for me, but you would have a little bit less of an issue on the Rapoo. Overall, I definitely prefer the ROM/EC shape a little bit more. I'd prefer even smaller, like an EC3 or a ROM ER22. Would that be a thing? I have no idea. So let's jump into the other things about the mouse. The coating, it's just the same as all these other ROM coatings, Rapoo coatings, as you can imagine. It's good. It's not S tier. I would say it's like low A tier. It's grippy, especially it's a very smooth grippiness. The ROM is like better. This is what I would call like an 8 out of 10 coating. I would call this more like a 7 out of 10 coating, maybe an 8 depending on your hand type. For me, with drier hands, it's a very smooth coating. All the Rapoo seem to have the same coating, this whole Gen 2 lineup. Main clicks. Omron Mechanical 100 millions. They have a bit too much spring back, a little bit too much sponginess on after you click. I personally don't like the feel of that. It is spammable, but it's also fatiguing because there's just a lot of spring force that you're overcoming, and there's not a lot of tactility. For how much springiness there is, sponginess, there's not a lot of tactility. It's kind of like pressing down on a sponge, whereas the ER21's ETC optical V2s are much more of a click, a snappy click. I would say that's a weaker point of this mouse. I plan on modding it. You do get DPI buttons on the VT3. The VT3S, you do not get those. Again, this is the S is the smaller version. Scroll wheel is pretty much the same across this whole ROM Rapoo lineup. They do a good job with their scroll. It's a nice grippy rubber feeling. It's kind of thin overall, but decently spammable middle mouse button. 7 out of 10. It's a little bit on the quieter side. It's fine. Side buttons are generally pretty solid on these Rapoo mice. Yeah, I would say it's much like the VT3S. You have a little bit of teeter-totter, really not much, and sinking into the shell, not really. I mean, if I like really go at it, I probably could, but VT3S actually has a little bit less shell sink in, but it's still really not a problem. These buttons are fine. I wish they were glossy or some sort of different texturing for a textural difference, but that's a-okay. They are located all right. I wish they were maybe a bit lower and farther forward, but that's just me personally. They're probably good enough for most people. They are lower than something like the ROM. They protrude a decent amount. They're just kind of pill-shaped, nothing real special there. Pretty good sized gap between them too for distinguishing front and back. Another unique thing about the ROM shape is all these ROM mice, their bases really come down far to the pad. So you don't have, like here we have this lip, and we simply don't have that with the Rapoo. And all these Rapoo mice, just the way they're constructed, tend to be that way. You have a little bit towards the back, but... So if you're a person who grips really far down on your pad, these ROM mice actually feel really nice because you don't have, even, yeah, just like gripping this, you don't have, like, a gap. It just is flush with the base of your mouse pad. It feels really nice. Obviously, it does not contact the mouse pad. In particular, because you're elevated off with the skates, but in particular, the VT3 here, this edge, I don't want to say it's sharp, but it is absolutely a right angle compared to this is rounded over here. Yep, that's universal on all of them. They're all kind of sharp. The VT1 here might be a little bit beveled. The main clicks have a little bit of side-to-side play. Build quality is like a fine 7 out of 10. No major flexing. Bottom is decently rigid for its size. USB-C charging, kind of a narrow port, which is a bummer to see. It makes cable compatibility annoying. The DPI buttons here, no real rattle. That is nice. Not a lot of people appreciate these. I personally don't, but for the 3 people out there who love them, there you go. Skates, I haven't even peeled them off yet, but the skates are going to be the same as all the other Rapoo skates, which are a like heat treated PTFE. Slight edge rounding could be better. They're kind of thin, but they're a heat treated PTFE, so they're rather smooth, kind of glossy almost. They don't take long to break in on a very smooth soft pad like an Energon or something. They actually can be kind of staticky and feel a little bit slower, but then on something highly textured like a Hien, they will actually be quite speedy. On a hard pad, I don't have a ton of hard pad experience, but typically heat treated skates like this are going to be a little bit faster on a hard pad. Heat treated skates are typically a little bit more grayish than a non-heat treated skate. These are also heat treated. The ROMs, see how much whiter the ROMs are here compared to the Rapoo on the left. Value, I think I got this for around $40 shipped before Rakuten cash back. I haven't even like disassembled it yet. We're going to get into the internal shortly. The value on these recent Rapoo mice releases is really solid, I tell you that. If you're a person who wants lots of features in a lightweight chassis, you're getting DPI buttons, you're getting this magnetic charging area that can be used either for wireless charging. You can get for like 10 bucks, you can get a puck, and I assume then Rapoo sells a recharging mouse pad, so you can use it that way. They also make docks, like a magnetic dock, like a Razer dock that uses magnets there. You can see they're nice strong magnets here. Look at that. And it's also dongle storage. Sensor position slightly forward, I guess, compared to the VT3. Yeah, proportionally, they're just really solid mice. I don't know what the purple button down here is, honestly. I thought it was like DPI or something, but I don't think it is. I think these are DPI up here by default. But this is all rebindable, and Rapoo software is actually pretty feature-rich, the Rapoo hub. So, is there anything else that I missed on the mouse? Rapoo does have pre-tension springs in the clicks. Yes, they have those torsion springs. I should try, Mr. LKL, thanks for the reminder. I should try taking those out and just seeing how it feels without them. Pedro, let's see. They advertise custom Razer optical. Might be slightly bin/modified. Yeah, maybe they are slightly binned. I'm guessing that Razer bins theirs because I have had some really wild... The old Razer Gen 2 opticals in the Razer Viper Ultimate. Holy moly, were those bad after a while. They had terrible grinding. The V3 opticals or whatever that's in the like Viper V3, way better experience. My Rapoo wireless puck sits at an angle and drags on the mouse pad. Not sure if it's just my puck or all of them like that. Bro, I have never had that. Mine, I have all these Rapoo mice and they are all solid. Check and make sure that you don't have any buildup on the magnets because it's really got to sit flush, you know? Also make sure that your dongle isn't like pushing it open or something weird. But all these, look at this. I think I can even like mix and match. Yeah, well, I actually didn't even change that one. Yeah, they're all the same exact piece. So, and Rapoo does a good job. It's just a little lever action to open it too. Like, look at the snappiness of it. They use nice little magnets in there, and they're nice and small, so they're still pretty lightweight. So why don't we get to the disassembly? So I think if any of you guys are here for like the direct comparison, like which one should you buy? ER21 is better in my opinion. You have better click. Well, first of all, for the price, I haven't tried. This is the cheaper, non-max, non-Raisha version. Okay, but what I have in front of me, the ROM is better. For me, it's a better shape. That's subjective. Let's push that to the side. The VT3, you get DPI buttons. You get a more spammable scroll wheel, middle mouse, I mean. The ROM's a little bit stiffer. It's more narrow too. You get slightly lower side buttons. You get heat-treated skates. You get dongle storage. And this comes in at 58 grams, and I believe the ROM comes in at like 50 unmodded. Now for the ROM, yes, you get the lighter weight. In my opinion, you get a better shape. You get a marginally better coating. These are still both good coatings. I would put this like a solid A tier coating. This is like a A minus, maybe B plus tier coating. The side buttons are good on both. I wish they had more travel actually. They both have like too little pre-travel, which might make accidental presses in game a problem if you're like gripping up really high. You don't get the Rapoo. You did get more of ledges on the right and left side if that matters to you compared to the ROM. Scroll wheel steps feel about the same. The ROM is like a farther forward scroll wheel feel too, so it leads to a more aggressive grip. And the big thing though is really the clicks and the skates. The ROM just has S tier skates, and the clicks I would also say are probably S tier, given that I haven't Armor Optical swapped them. Whereas the Rapoo are like insta, no thanks. They're just Armor mechanicals that are dull. They don't have a lot of tactility. They're kind of, I don't want to say loud, but they're high pitched, and they just have too much spongy post travel. It feels like I'm pressing into a sponge. So there you go. The ER21 is my pick overall, but if you like the features like the DPI things and the magnetic thingamabobs and maybe the lower price of the Rapoo, I think this is a very solid mouse too. Overall, I think the ER21 is like an S tier, and this is like an A tier when you consider value. Okay, let's do disassembly, my boyos or ladios. Let's put the Rapoopy mice back. So I don't know if I'm going to edit that into like a short review, not a short review, because it's going to be like 20. It's going to be like 22 minutes of content, and then I'm going to have to shrink it down to like 10 minutes. ROM is good though. I'm excited for the Leviathan. I hope my review unit comes. Heavy breathing. Glad they came out with a nice colorway too. My tummy's a rumbling. It might be time for some lunch after this. I said I was going to eat lunch after I did my other live stream walk today. Yeah, I walked my dog and chatted about my vacation. Do you guys want to hear about my vacation? Or do you just want to hear about mice? That's okay. You can say mice. You can be honest with me. I'm not offended. I know you guys are here for the mice. It was funny though, that live stream only got, apparently there were 14 max peak viewers, which is insane. But the average view duration was like 61 seconds. So really, really poor retention, meaning I gotta stop doing that. You guys all hop on because you're like, oh boy, Mousecast, it's Thursday. Psych. Mousecast is this Sunday with Upgrade Lemonade. If you guys, if y'all rely on the YouTube notifications, I'm sorry, I go live frequently. So maybe join the Discord and join the Mousecast role. That way you will get a Discord ping when Mousecast is live. Because I don't want to ask you guys to like, oh, put it in your calendar. So that is really, really privileged of me to think that people are going to put Mousecast in their like personal calendar. Yeah, I do wish we could be a little bit more consistent with the, sorry, I'm shaving this down here because this has been problematic, my little tool here. Consistency with content is really important with like live streams, but I can't, guys. I was on vacation last week and I'm not gonna do it. And like a big thing too with Daz's kids' sleep schedules too. I can't be up at 3 a.m. It's already like pretty tough. What would be a real big help is, does anyone know if there's like an AI tool that I can use to do timestamps? Because that's the big problem. If we finish Mousecast at 1 a.m., which is pretty common, I still do have to do timestamps for like an hour. Oh, I should weigh these. Does anyone know? Or, bro, if there's like somebody who'd be willing to do timestamps, and then I'll just pin the comment, that would be great. Although I just feel bad asking that of people, because I can't really offer like meaningful compensation, whether in terms of like mice or money. That's just, I don't know, gets a little weird. Not to mention, like, brothers, my YouTube channel has made like $11. I finally had enough money to afford the webcam app that I bought like a month ago, Droid Cam. So yeah, do the math. If I were to give you all of my YouTube earnings from Mousecast, you'd be getting like $1, and I don't think that's really worth anyone's time. I would just I guess all I could offer is like I could give you some like ball and roll in the Discord if that makes you feel special. I don't know. Yeah, timestamps suck though. I gotta just suck it up, and it's just that's just the part that stinks. Is that if I'm like after Mousecast, what usually happens is if we finish at like 1:30, Daz and I will chit chat for like 15 minutes, sometimes longer, sometimes really long, but that's on me. Just bending over the skates if you guys want to see how I remove skates. There you go. And then do about an hour of doing the timestamps because I watch it at 2x speed. Maybe I'm just too diligent with the timestamps and I need to like loosen up and just, I don't know. But the timestamps are searchable. They're important. Y'all use timestamps. They're important things. I could weigh the little dongle door, sure. Hope you had a great vacation, says Brian. Whoa, bro, thank you. I think there's something that just hit me about seeing like a real name, Brian Faust. Thank you. Seeing that in chat and being like, I hope you had a great vacation. I've never met this dude in my life, and he's like, hoping I had a good vacation. I had a great vacation. Thank you so much for asking. Yeah, I can chit chat about that a little bit more. Let me just get this picture for the old Reddit. Boom. So, the vacation was we flew to into South Dakota to do 3 national parks in North and South Dakota, plus Mount Rushmore, which is not a national park, it's a national monument. Teddy Roosevelt National Park in North Dakota, then Wind Cave National Park in, was it South Dakota? And lastly, Badlands National Park, which is also South Dakota. Mount Rushmore is also South Dakota. Wait, I think, yes. Yeah, North Dakota is the one with absolutely nothing. Sorry, North Dakotans. Are there any North or South Dakotans watching? Leave a comment. That's insane. One guy in our Discord who's from India, I was like, wait, what were we getting on about? Oh, we were getting on about something, and about like, was it North Dakota's population density is like 11 people per square mile? Yeah. Maybe I'm thinking South Dakota. Maybe I'm getting them confused. Whatever. Point is, it's like 700,000 people in a pretty decently large state. Maybe not in a large state, in a medium-sized state. But it's like many bigger cities have a population higher than North or South Dakota. So Teddy Roosevelt National Park, beautiful national park. You guys should go look at it. It's very much like, have you guys seen like the TV show Yellowstone? I haven't, but I imagine that's like what it's like. It's a bunch of cattle farms, and it's a bunch of cattle farms, like Angus, like beef cow. So they're all out there grazing and stuff. And it's a bunch of prairie land. And so we flew into Rapid City, which is like the biggest city in South Dakota, I think. Next to maybe the capital. And we did a 4-ish hour drive up to North Dakota to stay in, did we stay in Watford City? Son of a gun, I forget which town we stayed in. I don't think we stayed in, did we stay in Watford? Yeah, we did stay in Watford City, okay. Anyway, so the national park, Teddy Roosevelt National Park, it's beautiful. It's lots of like small mountains and prairies with bison everywhere, prairie dogs everywhere. And I'm sorry, I'm gonna be a little bit confused here because I just went live with my dog and did a dog walk where I talked about this, so I don't know what I have or haven't said already. But the national park was pretty, and it's big too. We did some hikes there. Prairie dogs are really cool, guys. Prairie dogs are pretty cool. So you are just driving along the like scenic drive, and you'll see prairies just everywhere as far as the eye can see. Maybe some rolling hills and then some flares in the background, which is crazy. And then you'll just see these mounds everywhere of like white dirt mounded up. And you'll see the prairie dogs just sitting there at the edge of their hole with their nose up, like looking around like prairie dogs do. They just sit like that. And then they walk around and munch on the grass. They squeak. They sound like a dog squeak toy. It's really funny. Just constantly. And they do this thing where one of them will go, "Rrr," and they put their hands up like that and they stand up. They go, "Rrr." And then all the ones around them also do it. I don't know if it's some like danger communication thing or what. It's adorable. And sometimes you can get them to do it if you do it yourself. Or at least we like to think. Prairie dogs are absolutely adorable. I can see why they are nearly hunted to extinction because they look delicious and yummy. And I told Lauren, I was like, bro, if I was like a Native American or like a settler on a horse with a club, you could just ride around doing whack-a-mole because they're not very quick. So the poor things, I think, were, I don't know if they were ever endangered, but they were easy pickings, I would imagine. Especially since they're a little hole system. They don't go very deep. Their burrow will be like 2 holes and they'll be connected and they'll have rooms off to the side. They'll have one for like pooping and one for sleeping. And it's supposedly the 2 holes like to help with airflow and other things. Also probably for egress. And they're just out in the open too, which is really weird to see a small prey animal just out in the open. We are so used to, anytime you guys see like a mouse or a rat, it is always up against a wall. That's one of the reasons they have whiskers. I mean, it's just like a prey instinct is to hug a wall. It's even a strategy in like video games or in like combat situations too. If you like don't know where your enemy is, hug a wall. Because it takes away, 180 degrees of field of view that you could be spotted from. But these prairie dogs are just chilling out in the open. Absolutely chilling. And yeah, the prairie dogs are cute. Look them up. We also saw a ton of bison. Bison are beautiful animals. I'm going to have to put a piece of tape on this one because my Sharpie ain't showing up. The bison apparently also got nearly hunted to extinction. So there's a ton of bison in Teddy Roosevelt National Park. And they are bison. They are not buffalo. It is a misnomer. People always say buffalo. Even when we were there, people were saying buffalo. And they are apparently not. Buffalo only exists in like Africa or something. Not here in North America. There's even like the buffalo nickel, which people call the buffalo nickel. But it's not a buffalo. It's a bison. What's the actual differences? I don't freaking know. But they're bison. They are herd animals. They apparently got hunted to nearly extinction. There were only like several hundred left or something, I read. And they're herd animals. They're kind of like deer. They're kind of slow, lumbering, kind of like beef cows. They're kind of like cows, yeah. I gotta be careful not to puncture my battery. That would be pretty poopy. And when they poop in these cow pies. It's just like liquid poop that just comes out. And so you'll just be walking along and you tell if there were bison there at some point because there's just dinner plate sized poop piles that's like perfectly, it looks like a frisbee on the ground. It looks like a poop frisbee. But and all their poops are that way, every single one. They're all like the same size and like rounded over the edge. It's like a jumbo, guys, you know what it is? They're jumbo dot skates is what their poops look like, but 300 millimeters and a foot around or diameter. Bringing it back to mice. So I'm gonna I like to label my batteries here. This one is VT3 and this is 12.0, what was that, 09 grams? And this is the special voltage, but I'll remember that because it's a Rapoo. And I'm going to do a battery swap, and people are going to cringe because it's a different charge voltage, and I could blow up my battery or blow up my mouse. I don't know. Whatever. Let's do it. Get some more glamour shots of this boy here. Oh, and I need to get the PCB weight at some point also. Do any of you guys tuck in your shirt? I have my shirt tucked in. It's funny. My roommate is my roommate for 3 years. after college. His name is David. He's a high school math teacher, well now middle school, RIP. And he would always tuck in his shirt. And part of the reason was because, like, kids are dumb. And, like, if you show any skin as a teacher, kids, like, you know, are dumb. But also, he did it just because it was, like, warmer. I was like, no way. So I started doing the same. Yeah, whenever it gets cold out, dude, tuck in a shirt. Because then you won't get the wind, the breeze upward cooling you down, you know? So now I tuck in my shirts a lot. But I untucked my shirt now because I had to use it to wipe off my camera lens. Ballin'. I don't know how. Maybe it's because this is a folding phone. So I just grip it so much. Like when it's folded, I just grab the... I don't know. I have to clean my phone camera like every single time I take a picture. Yeah, I think it's a skill issue, but... Get a base model for 20 bucks. That's cheap, dude. Base model of a VT3. That's cheap. Polling rate cycle button. Thank you, Mr. LKL. The most educated Mousecast viewer. I really hope that y'all don't think that this is like Mousecast and you get this notification. I feel bad. Like, does the notification show you a thumbnail? I actually don't know. I always try to make my thumbnails because I don't want to piss people off. Like on the mouse, I don't know. In an alternate reality, I was smart and I made a separate channel for Mousecast. 13mm encoder on the Rapoo. That is a lightweight PCB, huh? Isn't that impressive? I mean, do they cheat by having separate PCBs for the clicks? Yes. Still quite impressive. I like to get that picture there to show... Yeah, wait a second. How come... So, wait a second. Rapoo uses these nano receivers. Let me grab one. And I thought that the whole thing... Remember the whole ATK beef? Was that they weren't using the same MCU? What's going on there, guys? What? How does Rapoo... Do I need to take apart a Rapoo dongle? How do they fit? This is the MCU right here. That's the N54L15. How do they fit that in there? Because they're claiming their crazy battery life claims are only possible when the MCU is in both the dongle and the mouse, is my understanding. I need to label this dongle too because I have so many Rapoo mice now. Oh, I'll get a base weight here also. I could also take out those magnets and weight reduce even further, but call me crazy. I'll take the extra ½ gram so that I have dongle storage. Do you guys care about dongle storage? I actually do. I legitimately do. It's one of my weird takes. But look at the Rapoo base design. See how, like... See how flat that is? Yeah, I don't know. Rapoo does a pretty good job, I gotta say. It's pretty crazy how the foam piece, though. The foam piece, I want to say, weighed like 1 gram or something. Oh, wow, I'm crazy. Okay. I don't know what I'm smoking there. All right. I gotta change those switches because they feel like crap. You know, they do a good job. So I could weight reduce slightly further. You know what? I should get... Do you guys want me to get weights of... There are pics of the MCUs and a Rapoo Gen 2 dongle on Discord. Oh, really? Oh, Mr. LKL, you are the man, dude. Should I hop on Discord real quick and see if I can find that? I'm guessing that's in the modding chat. Let me try searching for Rapoo. I'll search MCU. Okay. Educate me, please, Mr. LKL, if you're still watching. And I want to look that up. Hola, chat. What's up, Beijing? It's in mice. And what do I search? Is it a recent message? Because I don't know. I try not to. Whenever I'm live, I try to be a little bit entertaining, try to like keep things moving forward. So I try not to just like scroll looking for things. Yeah, it's actually a shame. Sometimes I feel like I miss out on topics on Mousecast because I just like couldn't find the source, and you'll even see it live sometimes. We gotta get these. One thing's for sure is I gotta get these M1 mechanicals out of here. Get them out of here. Maybe I will try. You know what? I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna try removing the C-click mechanism. Yeah, I'm gonna try removing the C-click mechanism and see if that changes click feel in any sort of beneficial way. Usually pretensioning the little... Am I still zoomed in? No, I'm not. Y'all see that? Right there, you have a torsion spring. Which actually isn't even like doing its job. Oh, yeah, it is a little bit. Little bit. So those torsion springs, I remember like the Logitech G Pro wired, the egg shape. Was that the first one? Oh, no. They've been around for a while. Longer than that. What's coming to my mind right now is G502. The original G502 used that, but I think it had been used in mice before too. Okay, I gotta be really careful with this ribbon cable, my guys. Still remember I killed one of my ROM ES21s by ever so slightly nicking the ribbon cable when I put it back together. Sad day. It's toasted. Messages, Rapoo Gen 2 Nano dongle. Perfect. Alright, let's go look at that. And it's in mice. Oh, look at that. We have more info. Oh, thank you for posting this, Neon. We have more info on the VGN. Oh, Neon Thunder, thank you for posting this. Okay. So this is an actual shot of the dongle with the Nordic MCU in it. I wish we had a more zoomed out picture to see, like, yeah. Look at the density of that antenna. Oh, I should switch. You guys go. Was there... I mean, I assume this is the picture that y'all are referring to. But I want to see it in proportion to the actual dongle. Because, like, the dongle is not that much... This must be going into the USB receptacle a little bit. New ATK. Oh, I need to add stuff to the dock. Yeah, in fact, I'm going to do that real quick because you guys are patient. I hope. Mousecast. I should just make sure there's nothing incriminating on this. Sure. Well, okay. There, you guys can see the dock. You can pause if you really wanted to see what's up this upcoming week. You can look at the previous weeks if you really want to know, but VGN, what do they call this? VGN, I'm gonna have to translate this guy. I usually use Yandex. Google Translate is pretty good too. I'll paste that here. And October 15th. Jingboat King. Okay. New Rat King. Okay. So I'll just take this and screenshot it and save it. I'll upload these to Reddit if they're not already uploaded. So we get Neuralink, we have an endoskeleton thing, internal keel structure architecture they call it, which is wild because it's already a magnesium mouse, so like, do they really need to? New receiver for 8K CNC, it's CNC'd, 54 grams, which people are going to get all butthurt about that, but we're kind of at the point where like, as long as you're below 60, you're probably okay. Copy image, let's paste that here. Single gift, you get a pretty cool looking mouse pad. 469 yuan is how many USD? Is that like 25 USD? Regular price is 5.99. Right, 599 U. Oh, come on, 599 yuan to USD. Oh, $84. Okay, okay. Why did I think? I thought the conversion was, isn't conversion 20 to 1? Oh no, it's 7 to 1. I'm smoking something good. So that's gonna be like $60 launch price. It's gonna be like $67. Yes, $66. Okay. So I already saved this one. Yeah, the CNC receiver seems unnecessary. The skates look really thin. I don't know how I feel about that. Is this kind of bordering on an art piece? I'm sorry I got derailed. We were supposed to be talking about the okay, save that picture. And yeah, this is also an interesting one. We'll save this image too. ATK teaser. Sure. Wow. VGN F2 and Pro Play before GTA 6. Bro, that's cool. VGN F2, I absolutely love mine. Oh, my webcam's off, but I absolutely love mine, guys. It's so good. Yeah, new VGN Kale 160 million optical switches. I like to know somebody's take on these, how they feel. They're a 5-pin design, though. That's good, so you can Harmon optical swap it. I wonder if it's... No, these are Kale. I was going to say if it's like a TTC V2. Wait, interesting. Oh, a VT0 unboxing. From Hee. Chose A7 has phantom clicks. Wait, what is Soy Pataman saying? Swa? Oh, this is a review. But it looks like a ChatGPT review with the icon, with the A7 M7. Gotta clean the mouse inside and reconnect the cable. Interesting. Okay, I'm getting off the rails here. There's a video. There's a video. I didn't know this, guys. Live reaction. Oh, look at how aggressively contoured it is on the side, but the contouring's high up. So you don't want to be dragging your fingers on the mouse pad. The scroll wheel looks really out of place. That side curvature looks insane. This ledge. So you can't really put your fingers down here then. You really have to grip up higher, which is going to be interesting. I know ergos can often be that way. Do you guys grip up that high? The side buttons protrude like hella. This geometry here is interesting. So this really wants you to grip here. It feels kind of artsy fartsy. The scroll wheel, am I the only one who like the scroll wheel looks out of place? Maybe it's the gap on the back here. Or it's just how simple the opening is, how flat the buttons are. And wait, what is this? Is this an LED right here? That's not a button, right? That's got to be an LED. It feels kind of artsy fartsy, huh? There's the unboxing. Okay, so we have... It looks long here. It looks fairly long. We have kind of interesting coming to a point at the bottom here in the back. Is this a slightly rear hump? It's shiny too. Hard to tell the base shape because the contour is like above. Comes with a dust sticker. That's good to see. 54 grams. People are going to roast this, but I think this is a little bit more of like an art piece. I don't know what the subtitles are saying. People smarter than me are probably having better takes. Bro, this guy gets into a disassembly. Yeah, look at how much the side buttons protrude outward. It looks kind of unfinished. Look at the... You gotta grip high. It's either going to be really comfy for some people or really uncomfortable for other people. It's not quite a safe shape. So here he is doing a more extended, like a palm or what a relaxed claw might be. And that might feel awkward with where to put your pinky finger because it like caves in here. I don't know. So here we have an internal pick. So we have 20-degree angle, LED light on the front, 20-degree angle to the switches. And it's using the VGN's new 100 million click optical switches. The button travel looks good. That looks pretty good. So just telling from that, you have a good amount of travel, maybe a little bit too much, but that's okay because you can always rely on the switch to bottom out on the switch. I'm not super interested in this mouse. Like I'm interested from it's this glossy metal and it's this really different shape, but I'm not personally interested from a like I would buy this to actually try to perform well with it kind of a thing. Okay, bye. Well, cool. I need to add that to the Mousecast doc. So we're going to talk about the VGN, I don't know what to call it, new Rat King. I know this is translation error. Metal mouse video posted to Discord. Cool, I can download the video. Heck yeah. Wow, you guys in Discord are amazing for posting these things, for forwarding. Like, I have been out of... Yeah, Kovacs here. I've been out of the loop because I was on vacation. So I need to find time to sit down. And I shouldn't be finding that time right now. I should be doing more mouse modding for you guys. I'm sorry, I'm so boring. Because I should be giving my takes on Mousecast. Pics of both sides. This is is that Mr. LKL? Oh, there we go. Okay, thank you. Here we go. Okay, so here's some scale. This is like the wireless chip, right? I've seen these before. Either this here is your USB-A receptacle for your pins. So this just goes to show, like, look at how, this is really small text, and this thing is huge. Okay, they do have a 54 in there. Good. I'm glad that you confirmed it. I'm gonna save these pictures too. I'll maybe post them to Reddit and I'll credit you, Mfo. Yeah, jump to present here. Cool. Ooh. I need to eat something pretty soon. Wait, what's going on in Borzi's Discord? New video just dropped? VCT Champs Peripheral Recap. Shocking yearly tradition. Yeah, there you guys go. NRG. I have a DRG mouse, but not an NRG. I'm a loser. Maya X. Sure. Okay, let's go back to the mouse modding. Because I should try to finish this up so I can go eat some lunch and then maybe come back for some more modding. I'm getting a little lightheaded, which means I should probably eat some food, you dummy. These Omron mechanicals cannot stay, though. That is illegal. So they use kale. There we go. That's photo worthy right there. Misjudged kale, they might be better than Omron. Sure. Looks low, the wheel. Yeah, thank you, Logpile. It did look low profile, kind of sunk in. Got the Taobao hot swap sockets. Right on, my man. By the way, Neon, have you gotten those mice that I shipped you yet? I know I got the notification that the package arrived in at the exporter or whatever you're using, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I don't think the C-click is really doing a whole lot. Like, I'm not even moving the spring there. Yeah. I did get the notification though, Neon, that apparently I underpaid for shipping, which I don't understand. So USPS or UPS chart or FedEx, whoever I forget, charged me an extra like $1.75. Like I don't care, but it kind of surprised me. I was like, I'm pretty sure I was pretty spot on with the weights. But I think that's the first time I've been charged extra for shipping. So how that works, guys, is if you ship out something but you like lied about the weight or the size, then they'll come back for their money, or they'll even like return it to you if it's like a lot. I think my wife has had that happen once with eBay, but I think they just billed her, or the buyer, they billed the buyer and then the buyer messaged her and then she paid. I don't know. You know, it's usually not a lot unless you're like a big liar. You know, it's just a few bucks. Let's put this side button PCB back in. I could remove the top buttons. It's all part of the same ribbon cable though, so how would I do that? Yeah, I'm not gonna. Like, you could remove the plastic piece here to save like a little bit of weight, but that's probably not worth it. I don't know, man. Call me a boomer, but like the extreme weight saving stuff, I'm kind of over. But here I am wanting to like extreme mod my ATK X1. But that's because I have two. I actually had another Shouldoge gave me a smoking deal on a purple one, and I sold it on eBay, and I regret selling it on eBay. I kind of wish. I don't know. We'll see. And then again, I don't need 3 ATK X1s. That just makes me sound insane. I just fear I'm going to really bork up this like ultra lightweight mod. I've done lots of base cutting though. I'll probably be fine. You know, those side buttons on the VGN metal mouse we just looked at, they reminded me of this. Like how much they kind of stick out and they're kind of square. Yeah, this is an Extrafy M64. Interesting ergo shape. I have it on my modding desk right now to Armron Optical swap it. Okay. Now let's try new switches. And I swear, every single time I try like anything, I end up just going back to, I forget which switches, but like in all my Rapoo mice, I try a bunch of different switches and I'm disappointed with all of them. I end up landing on like, I forget what I land on, Kales? Or TTCs? What do we want to try, chat? DPI button on top of Rapoo Gen 2 are the only thing that pisses me off. Really, I feel like other people I have the opposite take. They're like sad that DPI buttons are going away. Okay, you know what I'm going to try? I'm going to try some budget switches that are really underrated, which are Huano blue shell white dots. Underrated switches. What are these blue shell? These I think are from a Dare You A950 wing, I think. These feel pretty nice. Maybe I'll use these ones. Yeah, okay, that one will be left mouse, this one will be right mouse. I'll even mark them too, because I always get them flipped around since... Wait, I messed that up. This is the heavier one. Oh, I messed that up. I'm dumb. Yeah, okay. I actually did have it right. Left mouse, right mouse. Try Kale 8.0 and 9.0. I don't know if I have 9.0s. Do I have 9.0s? Which ones are the 9.0s? I have 8.0s. I have 2.0s are the blue. 4.0s are the red. 8.0s are the black. I have a few variants of the 8.0s like the Glorious branded ones. Are 9.0s these ones? The teal blue? And then I also have the white white swords, which I don't know what you would call those. I'm gonna try these Huanos first. Turn the old soldering iron back on. Oh, I was supposed to battery swap this too, wasn't I? VT3. Red. Oh, yeah, I gotta reverse these. I gotta reverse positive and negative. Okay. BTR. No, sorry, RTB. And I need my notepad. So, Rapoo VT3, it was 58 point, what was that, 8 grams? I need to double check that. It was a 13 millimeter encoder. It was 58.42 grams stock. The skates were 2.8 grams for the skates. PCB 12.04 grams for the battery. PCB was 5.62 PCBA technically. And the base was 8.39 grams base. Really poor handwriting, but that's okay because I just got to transfer these into my spreadsheet at some point. I think that's it. Okay. Set that off to the side for me to process that later. Oh, sorry, you guys are hearing the lo-fi, but you're not seeing it. You're not seeing it. I need to get my day off. Wait a second. I want my DMCA free music though. I really hope this is DMCA free music. Son of a gun. Okay, we're going back to, I'm gonna search for DMCA free lo-fi Halloween. I don't like the playlists because I'm worried that they're gonna be, all right, we're gonna go back to this one. Normal switches are 7.3 millimeter. Yeah, you can usually find, if you just Google image search, you can usually find the switch, like, little drawings with dimensions on them. Oh, battery was red, thermistor, black. RTB. RTB. And it's a JST 1.0. I'm not even going to note that because, bro, just like everything is JST 1.0 millimeter nowadays. I'm guessing for weight savings. Like, it's a teeny amount, but why not, you know? Why not? I don't really think. Weirdly, Logitech still uses, right? Even on the GPX2, they're still using 1.5 millimeter JST connectors. I think Final Mouse too. I think they're using a bigger one too, and they're the like extreme weight savings nerds, you know? So that makes me wonder if there's like some reason behind using bigger connectors. Maybe like there's some sort of, I don't want to say like reliability. I don't know. Surprisingly weird things can happen though. Like I remember, like just things you don't think about. So for example, I remember Mercedes-Benz had to issue a recall for a wiring harness in one of their vehicles. This is, I want to say 15 years ago or so. Because the wiring harness that they were using in their engine was biodegradable, like for like landfilling and stuff. Not like made out of paper, but like made out of biodegradable plastics or something like that. And it turns out it was like in certain regions, spiders were attracted to it, or they would eat it or something. Yeah. So like it changed. Like how could you have predicted that? You know? Oh man. As an engineer, I feel when there's things like that crop up. Just you feel so helpless. Like I had no idea that was gonna be that was gonna be an issue I would have to consider. Yeah. Like some of the stuff that I've worked on at work, you have to design for like so that squirrels and other animals don't get inside of it, or roost or nest in it. Yeah, funny stuff. Yeah, that's why I'm excited to have T-Evolution Joel on the podcast in a couple weeks. I hope he can speak a little bit more to the product development side, because I'm sure there's a lot that goes into a mouse that none of us are aware of. All right, I'm gonna do the cheat soldering method where I just yoink the thing out. Yoink! Just like that. Who wants an Omron 100 million mechanical shipped to them? Because I don't want these. That was a rhetorical question. I'm not going to ship you switches. Well, I mean, I will, but you got to pay shipping. And I think half of you guys are international viewers, so yeah, you want to spend $20 to ship something that's worth 5 cents. Rip. About the Omron Optical, do 2 of the light part have to be correct side? What? Yes, they need, yeah, one's a transmitter, one's a receiver. I'm pretty sure they actually are in fact different. Like, I assume they've got to be, right? I don't know, kind of outside my knowledge base, but also that just makes sense. One side emits, the other senses. Yeah, pretty much. Transmitter, receivers. I think you can look at, I think Omron has a data sheet on their website. So you should go check that out. Did I toast this one? No, it still feels fine. Okay. I mean, I'll keep the switches because, like, maybe someday somebody wants them from me or something. I don't know. I'll keep them. I do generally try to keep all the switches that I desolder. Not like I'm going to put them back in, but like why would I throw them away if they're still totally functional? And like the off chance that like one day we realize that Omron 100 million mechanicals are amazing for some stupid reason. I got a lot of stuff coming out of this every time I like a little waterfall. Oh, you can sort of see it in the side camera barely. I know that's a really small camera. Lots of debris. Debris. What if you named your child Deb? And they're like, oh, short for Deborah? Nah, short for debris. I still like that Family Guy bit where Meg, the daughter that everyone memes on hating, turns out her name, Meg, isn't short for Megan, it's short for Megatron. Haha. I don't know, do any of you guys have a name that you hate? Like, do you hate your name? I'm happy with my name. It's a common name that nobody mispronounces it, but it's spelled a less common version of the spelling, so I guess it's a little bit more unique or something. I don't know. I should see if my doggy wants to come back in. That contractor next door is gone, so she might not be barking. Hey, pupper. Hey, girl. You napping? Yeah, you napping. Hi. Hi, my nappy girl. Oh, you are such a sweet pup. You are such a sweet pump. You want to go show your sweetness to the people on the live stream? Want me to bonk you in the nose again with the mouse pad tube? No. No. Sorry, you guys can't even see her right now, but she's adorable. What a good Doge. Until she's a bad Doge. Oh, I cried a bit at the dead Is it really that fun? Am I really that entertaining? I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe I just had you guys at a good time this time. I do hate my name. You've seen how effing long it is, right? Yeah, dude, I'm sorry. So Neon, guys, I shipped him some stuff, and yeah, so I saw his full name, but that's pretty common for. I mean, am I gonna dox you by saying you're Indian? I mean, that's pretty common for Indian names, right? No, you've said that you're Indian in the Discord, so I think I'm good there. But I assume, or at least I think you said you're Indian. Right? I don't know. I feel like long Indian names is a common thing. Because you guys will have like 4 names, right? I don't know how it works. Like a lot of Latin American culture, it's they have 2 last names, right? I forget how it works, but they'll take like their dad's last name and their, I don't freaking know. Whatever. My name's Eric. I think you guys, I probably have said that on the live stream before, but it's Eric spelled with a K. So it's a common name. It's not as common as like a Joe or a John, but it still is common enough where it's not like some crazy. You guys want to know a funny story? My mom worked for a inner city hospital for like 38 years as a physical therapist. She heard some stories about goofy things that happen when you're at an inner city hospital. One of them was a nurse who worked in like the birthing, whatever the frig you call, birthing ward, whatever, newborns. Story goes, mother had this baby, hadn't really thought of a name. How do you not think of a name after like being pregnant for 9 months? I don't know, but she's writing it down, the like birth certificate information, which you are like legally required to do, and she writes, she sees a checkbox that says male or female. You have to check the box gender of your baby newborn, and she sees, oh, Famali, what a beautiful name. She named her daughter female. Famali. Oh boy. Now maybe there's one of you guys out there who's like, wow, Phalanges, you asshole. I think that's a beautiful name. I'm sorry. If your name is female, I'm sorry for you. Am I much better though? Because my gamer name is Man Phalanges. And I was like, oh, people will call me Man. Yeah, that was dumb. Oh yeah, these feel good. A little bit on the light side, actually. Yeah, like I actually don't have enough pre-travel. Like I actually want more pre-travel. Wow, this is weird. Yeah, these Rapoo mice, I really like them, except I feel like I can never get the click feel exactly how I want it to be. Like, I actually want the spongier switch. How weird. Well, I'm gonna plug and chug this one into the other side and see how I feel about that, and if I don't like it, then I'm gonna take that out. It's classified, bud. We'll declassify it. What did you ship to India? If you go on our Discord, you can probably find... Yeah, Neon, let's not make it easy for him, but if he wants to dig it up, he can probably find... You won't find all the information. But I'll give you a hint, Mr. MYNK. It was mice. What a concept. There's a bunch of mice though, because Neon, you did well in like trying to. Yeah, why does this feel so like there's not enough travel? Oh, is it these stupid spongy things? Oh, yeah, I'm bottoming out on. Can you guys see this here? I swear, one of these days, I'm gonna slice my thumb open because I'm gonna take my X-Acto knife and I'm gonna open it like this, and I'm just gonna cut myself as I do that. So right here, we have foam pads, right here and here, and I think that's making it feel. It's not allowing the button to come up high enough to return high enough. So I'm gonna try removing those. Speaking of the word feel, you guys notice that aim adapt says feel kind of interestingly. So within the United States, like any country, there's slightly different accents depending on different areas. They aren't really different dialects. Well, I'm probably gonna piss somebody off by saying that, but it's not like, well, India, for example, right? India, you like straight up have different dialects, right? Same thing with like, isn't it in China you have Mandarin and Cantonese? I actually don't know what the difference is. But they're different languages, right? Like, if you speak Mandarin, can you understand Cantonese? And vice versa. I know some languages like Spanish and Portuguese are a little bit that way, right? Because they're both like Latin-based languages, and also just being regionally close to each other, they have some similarities. But here in the United States, it's not really that way. Like, you'll have, okay, so I say like a lot. That is a northerner thing, or a city folk thing. Whereas if you are a southern person, the stereotypical one is y'all. I actually use y'all. I think it's a good. There isn't really a good word to replace y'all, right? It's short for you all. So, I guess you could say you all dirt. But if you say we, you all is secondary. You all. It's secondary plural. You could say you guys. I guess you guys is the more common northern way of saying y'all. Yeah, that did improve the click feel. Removing that. Yeah, my right mouse actually feels quite nice. I'm sorry, my left mouse feels good. Yeah, my right mouse. It feels a little bit too clunky. Am I just going crazy? It's like overly poppy. I don't really want to change the switch. I got the like issue too, yeah. My friend knows Chinese pinyin, but he don't know anything else. What the heck is pinyin? These foam pads remove annoying sound of plastic hitting. Yeah, no, I know. They're also there to like limit post-travel or pre-travel depending on how you put them there. Mouse manufacturers have been doing it for years, but I don't like them sometimes. I can't tell what I don't like about this, if it's the switch or if it's the button implementation. Let's try removing the torsion spring and see if that changes the click feel at all. Which, if anything, it's just going to make it feel, it might give more free travel and it might give a slightly heavier feel, which I am actually game for. So I'm sorry, I'm going to zoom you guys way the heck back in again. And I'll try to keep the camera in the right spot. Okay, this is gonna require me taking out the button. Don't over tighten screws, said Darth Madrid. Amen, brother. I love over tighten. There was a post about I think to Mouse Review this week about somebody who over tightened screws. Rip. Or was there even somebody in the Discord who asked about how to fix it if you over tighten screws? Man, I'm hungry, brothers. What time is it for you guys? Is it dinner time for any of you all? For me, it's 1:49 in the afternoon. Also, 12-hour clock, is that an American thing? Do other countries do 24-hour clocks more commonly? Here in the US, the only people who really use 24-hour clocks are is military. But it is like objectively... I mean, the military uses it because it cuts down on communication errors, you know? 9 a.m. or 9 p.m. They're just saying 9 o'clock. Button tensioning is really good by default on these Rapoopos. Look at that. See how it's kind of flimsy either direction? It's exactly what you want. Very loosey-goosey either direction. I am going to put a little bit of super lube right on the end there, though, because I did notice they have this lovely plunger mechanism that's not getting any love. That was way too much. But that's okay. You gotta worry about over-greasing a little bit more in dirty environments. If you're in a dusty, dirty environment. I'm in a nice home that has good airflow and filtration, so I'm not as worried about it. But grease, dirt sticks to grease. Oh, FedEx is dropping off a package. Don't tell my dog. There she goes. Bye-bye, FedEx lady. Nice weather out, though. I mean, having an outdoor job... I got a thing in the mail about there's an Amazon distribution facility like literally walking distance from my house. And it's like maybe a mile, but that's walkable. They're hiring at $23 an hour. And I was like, dude, you know, if I was like... I actually think I would, if I didn't need money. I can't support my pregnant wife and my mortgage and student loans on $23 an hour. But... I would try it. Like, if I didn't need money, I would try it for a year or something. Maybe not even a year. Because you have a job where you get to be outside and moving around, which is kind of fun, but also, like, you can turn off your brain. Oh, that feels better! Yeah, that feels better. Okay, I'm happy with this. Yeah, dude, these switches are nice. These Swano. Yeah, that's spammable, dude. Yeah, really nice rebound on them. Maybe a little bit too much, not enough pre-travel. I'm actually going to, unpopular thing here, I'm going to remove the C-click torsion spring from left mouse as well. I think I'll have to remove the little switch body to do that, but that's okay, that's what we'll do. You got nowhere to be, you got no job to go to. I actually do have some things I need to do today. But usually I like to have my evenings free for either live streaming or gaming. But guys, I don't know what game I'm going to play. Battlefield 2042 is basically dead now because Battlefield 6 is coming out and they killed the infantry only playlist, which is the only mode worth playing in that game. If the maps are too big, the vehicles are too brutal. But I just need to go play Call of Duty. Claire Obscure, best game of the decade. What? Neon, is that some like weird ass game that like nobody plays? That's the thing, though. I want to be able to play a game that there's actually a player base to. Is this an FPS? I legitimately am down for FPS recommendations. You know what game looks good, but I don't think there's a player base to it? Is Fragpunk. Also Splitgate, but I'm a little bit worried that like Splitgate is like ultra sweaty. I don't know. I guess I should just embrace that I'm not good at Splitgate and just play it anyway and not care, but I feel like I do care too much. Yeah, Fragpunk does look fun though. It looks like a good, like slightly longer TTK Call of Duty and a little bit more arcadey. I should give Fragpunk a try. Is it free? I don't know if it's free. Turn-based RPG. It sold 5 million copies. Oh, RPG. I'm looking for FPS, man. I'm so weird. I like don't play games other than FPS. I don't know. You get older and you just don't have time for stuff, so you get into your niches and you just optimize those. And or like dump all your time into those. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I'm scared though with a baby on the way. I feel like the one thing I'm worried about is Mousecast dying out. I'm gonna really try that doesn't happen, but I'm a little bit scared about that. My wife and I have talked, and she said, you know, if you might have to have episodes shorter or whatever, but she's like, you know what, we might have to adjust the time. But she's like, if you want to be able to do that, you know, once a week, I'm there for it. I'll watch the kid for a couple hours so you can do your thing. But you know, like I said, the time commitment after you account for like timestamps, it's longer than 2 hours. Yeah, and it's also kind of like, you know, one thing about like losing freedom with having a family or other responsibilities is like, so like the 2.5 hour mouse casts will probably be a thing of the past, which generally like that's maybe actually a good thing. Like maybe they drag on too long, but in particular, I remember the Melon one was just so much fun. We just had so much fun chatting. That one was like 2.5 hours, and I gladly would have gone even longer. Actually, I don't know about that at the time, but all I'm saying is that it's nice to have the option of going longer if you want. No real click feel. Oh, that's a tongue twister. Difference after removing the C-click spring. Honestly, these seem rather weak for. Yeah. These are rather weak for. I feel like the torsion springs in like the Logitech's implementation of that has been heftier, leading to a bigger difference in click feel. But in this Rapoo, didn't feel all that different. 11 people watching, that's crazy. You'll need to run like dads in between. Yeah. Yeah, Daz's kids are, you know, as they get older too, he's hopeful that he'll be able to. I really have no problem with Daz having to like dip out in the middle of an episode to take care of family stuff. I'm glad that he still feels compelled to join the podcast, because it could very easily be, you know, I'm probably gonna have to dip out, so I'm just not even gonna bother. And he doesn't take that attitude, which I really like. It's supposed to be a casual podcast, like what how Logpile described it. He said it's just dudes talking about peripherals and stuff. I mean, there needs to be some structure. I don't want it to be totally rambling. These live streams here, these modding live streams are purely ramble. But Mousecast has some structure, like the news segment and such. Okay, those are tightened down. Yeah, my right mouse still feels kind of poppy, but my left mouse feels very nice. So, I think I'm good with that. Let's put her back together. Oh man, I'm hungry, dude. But I gotta cook dinner for my wife at I gotta cook dinner for the wife at some point though. If I eat now, that kind of screws up my dinner schedule. I'll figure out something. I'll eat something small then. Okay, good. I'm not zoomed in too far. Button. Power switch slider. That's what I forgot here. Sometimes the power buttons are keyed. So you gotta make sure you get it the right way. Slides backwards. Okay. Yeah, the Rapoo mice, the like power button slider on them feels kind of, doesn't feel that great. Am I the only one with that take? Peak story, peak music, peak gameplay. That's good to hear. Yeah, I personally just don't get into RPGs or anything that's not PvP FPS. I don't know. If I have people to play it with and it's free, I'll try anything, but like the only non-PvP FPS that I have enjoyed is, or PvP, like, that I actually have a decent amount of hours in is Borderlands 2. Like, if in an alternate reality, Phalanges got into Counter-Strike and just only ever played Counter-Strike for his entire life. But I don't like tac shooters. The like last time I tried a tac shooter, I tried Valorant, and maybe a year ago, and I was playing with some friends, and I was like really not having a good time. I was like, this kind of sucks. And so we were like, okay, let's try a different game mode. So we played the like the gun game mode, whatever, where every single like kill or whatever it changes your gun, and it's a respawn system instead of the typical search and destroy. I was like, this is really fun. I'm actually enjoying this more than like the main game mode. And one of the guys in the call in the Discord was like, yeah, I don't think Valorant's for you then. Yeah. Does Rapoo glue their scroll wheels? No, they don't. Isn't that interesting though? They have this like pattern to it. Let's get a photo of this. Why not? For the old Reddit. What should I eat as a small snack for lunch then? I'll have to figure that out. Let's see. Oh, I got some texts to answer too. I don't really want to take down the live stream. You guys are actually watching. 9 people watching. What's up, brothers? And or sisters. And or they/thems. Don't cancel me. Rapoo scroll wheel weight confirmed. 1.64 grams ain't bad. 1.63, whatever that was. 13mm encoder. Battery here. I could pop off that that magnet there. But instead, I think what we're going to do is we're just going to glue to the top of the sensor. Okay, pins are on the top. Boom. Boom. Okay, let's turn this on. Okay, I should actually plug in the side PCB here. You know what? I should just double check the pin out. I think it was red thermistor black, red thermistor black. Yeah, red thermistor black. Okay. Yeah, let's go top of the sensor to ya. Sorry, I'm not Yeah, see, I bring the mouse like closer to me. You guys can see it better in the side camera view. I bring the mouse closer to me when I'm like actually needing to like look at little things, but then I know that brings it out of the center of the screen for you guys. Can I tilt this upward a little? Yeah, maybe that helped a hair. Top of the sensor to you. Let's do. Where's my tape? My VHB tape. My very high bond. There it is. Order out, then make timely dinner. Nah, I don't order out. I'm like an ultra frugal person. I never buy my food pre-made. It's actually been a source of friction because my wife's like the opposite. Her family eats out a ton. An absolute ton. Like most people would consider it excessive. But they used to have home-cooked meals. Like her mom used to cook home-cooked meals like all the time until they were about in high school and had like different schedules, and then it just became. I'm not exaggerating when I say like their family eats out like every meal. Every meal. I'm not really exaggerating. It's definitely more than they cook for themselves, but it's just insanely expensive. Meanwhile, when I was like saving up because I was at a job that didn't pay very well and working ridiculous hours to try to get raises and stuff around the time that I got my house and got married. And I worked my absolute freaking ass off. And I ate. My dinner pretty much every night was ramen noodles or rice, broccoli or some other green vegetable, a salad, and then like bulk chicken. Like you just buy a bunch of it, you know, and cook it all at once. Yeah. I don't know. I grew up in like a decent neighborhood and everything. Just both my parents. My mom was raised on a farm where like you're incredibly self-sufficient and you don't need stuff. And my dad grew up in a, I don't want to say poor, but definitely low income household and a low income area with 3 sisters. You know, typical like 800 square foot home with 4 kids. Kind of just outside the inner city. Actually in a not such nice area outside the inner city too. So neither of them grew up with like money. So it's not like that they instilled in me to like be frugal, but it was just like how we lived growing up. So just like the idea of eating out was like, even our vacations as a kid, we didn't really eat out that often. Most of our vacations I mean, we did here and there, but like most of our vacations as a kid was camping. Because camping is really affordable. And then cooking our meals. Yeah. Okay, do we get an LED? Are we supposed to get an LED? Alright, I'm gonna try plugging this in. Oh, is it gonna fit because the Rapoo? Nope. Oh, Rapoo's port is too small. Oh, Rapoo. Why you do this, Rapoo? Oh, I have the wireless dongle right here. What am I smoking? I can just do it wirelessly. Jeez. I'm like trying to plug it in like a smarty pants over here. Okay, that's the VT3 dongle. I gotta get these mixed up. That is my Windows sound. Sorry, my Windows sound again. Hey, we are working. Okay, cool. My Windows sound again. Sorry, y'all. Another Windows sound coming from my computer. There we go. Oh, I'm supposed to get a photo of this thing with the battery swapped. Hang on. Do that for the old Reddit. Have people yell at me for using the wrong battery again. Oh well. Bada bing, bada boom. LED should be between main click and front of the scroll wheel. Oh, it is there. Thank you, Mr. LKL. Dude, Mr. LKL, bro, start your own YouTube channel because you know more than me. Yeah, Rapoo's kind of stealthy with it. It's flashing red. Yeah, okay, the LED was flashing red. Which I'm guessing means low battery. Okay. Put her back together again. Time versus money. Yeah. Yeah, one of the very few splurges. I actually feel so bad about this. I have the yard that I'm on is about a half an acre, which is not. It's too much to mow with just a little push mower, but it's also like in the summertime when I mow the lawn, it takes me like 2-ish hours. If you add in weed whacking and like cleanup, it's like upwards of like 2.5 hours. So my next door neighbors use a lawn service, which is not like a fancy lawn service by any means. It's just a dude with a 0-turn mower who lives far away, but he's been friends with these neighbors of mine forever. So he's chummy with them and mows their lawn for $38 a week. And I asked my neighbors one day, I was like, man, I got really bad allergies. This 2.5 hours, maybe I should just stay at work longer because I'm an hourly employee, which is really, really awesome. So I do have my lawn mowed every week by a service. And I cringe because $38 for like, if I were to choose, 2 hours of like sneezing in the backyard and pushing a lawnmower, I'm like $38. I don't mind doing it here and there, but the only other thing is because I'm so allergic, I gotta like take a shower afterward too. But maybe that's common practice. Anyway, I would much rather stay at work for like an hour or two longer to make that $38. Alright, let me make sure that the side buttons work, because I feel like the ribbon cable I might have not pressed in all the way. So $38 a week doesn't sound bad, but then you total it up, and so every month is like between $100 and $150 depending on how many. Okay, good. Side buttons are working. DPI button's working. Good. So, and then at the end of the year too, so he stops mowing. There's no mows November through April-ish. And during that time, there's no mows, but that means that the overall for the year, I want to say it was like $1,400, $1,300 for mowing for a year. And to me, that just makes me want to cry. Like, what am I doing with myself? Like, I should just buy a 0-turn or a riding mower. I don't know. All right, let's put the skates back on. Yeah, I'm not a minimalist person, as you can very clearly tell from my crazy setup here, but I've always respected people who like embrace a minimalist lifestyle, because we have way too much consumerism in our modern world, as I'm the guy with like a million mice. You know, a total hypocrite, but I'll at least say that I respect people who are like minimalists. Anything you can do to minimize noise in your life and focus on what's important, family, relationships, etc. I think that's a win. Skates are looking good. This purple, it's interesting in person. It's like a purpley brown. It actually looks pretty good in person. I have another Rapoo mouse coming in this color soon, the VT9 Gen 2. I ordered one, again, a non-max version, and apparently cleared customs, so I might be getting it next week, which is pretty cool. Along with the James Donkey RSR7. Though the sellers ship like really fast, which makes me always a little bit... Isn't that sad when you get an AliExpress seller who actually like ships promptly? It makes you second guess that they're just shipping you a brick. And then you're going to have to file a dispute and get your money back, blah, blah, blah. Oh, speaking of which, I forgot, I have a return I need to do to AliExpress because they shipped me the wrong thing. Yeah, YUC Boutique Store. Don't buy from them. They shipped me an audio cable instead of a mouse. And I'd bought from them one time before, and they didn't ship. They just never shipped. I was like, yeah, sorry, the item's out of stock. Okay, I'll wait a month for it, bro. I'll wait for you to get it back in stock. But then they just don't ship. All right, let's get a weight with the gates on now. For the old Reddit. 47.85, pretty good for a medium-large ergo. And with the dongle cover, 48.8 grams. Pretty good. Very nice. Yeah, that feels good. I'm happy with that. This is not going to be a mouse that I'm going to main, I don't think. I mean, there aren't really any ergos that I quote-unquote main. But it does feel nice. Yeah, I think I like the shape of the VT3S a little bit more. That's okay. Yeah. 10 people watching. You guys are crazy. I bought my VT7 Max that is limited edition, 1,000 units only, because it could come from... I have to wait for restock. AliExpress's flippers. They buy from Taobao and flip on AliExpress. Yeah, I know. You told me that once, Yana. That was like very eye-opening. So it's likely out of those limited units. Yeah, this is crazy that, like, I don't know. They're freaking AliExpress. You would think they would get so sick of having to message people, sorry, the item's out of stock, that they would just, like, actually keep inventory of what they have. I don't know if it's a cultural thing. I don't know if it's there's more logistics to it that I don't understand type of thing. But to me, it just seems so... I don't know. Not only of course unprofessional, but also like inefficient. Like, I don't know. Imagine you're having to pay a customer service rep to like go around messaging people updates to their orders because you refuse to take inventory of what you have. I don't know. I don't get it. I bought some stuff to flip. I bought some of these to flip. Keychron M3 Magnesium Edition. I got a pretty good deal on these, and I'm flipping them on eBay and making like 15 bucks each. It's not really that much, but whatever, it's something. And I spreadsheet all my mouse stuff so that I can buy and sell guilt-free. I have 3 of these. I just put in quantity 3. And each time I sell something on eBay, eBay subtracts 1 from the inventory count. It's not rocket science. If you have any sort of Shopify, I'm sure that AliExpress has those same tools. It's a huge platform. And I would assume, Shopify does all that too. I don't know. Again, maybe there's some complexity here that I don't understand, but it blows my mind. Leave it on 500 hertz polling and leave it at the office. Probably a month and a half of battery life. Yeah, again, I swapped in a 150 milliamp hour battery, so it's a much smaller battery. Gosh, so I still haven't done any content with the V9 Pro here, which I have when the Omron opticals in it are actually shockingly good. Yeah, shape's not for me though, it's too small. It's too small and too rounded on this side. It's like you have to really put your fingers really far down here. because otherwise you just end up gripping onto like this rounded portion that feels uncomfortable. No grip, not uncomfortable. There's just no grip. Oh man, I'm hungry, but I want to move on to the next thing. Mine's on 52%. Last charge was September 4th. That's impressive. Yeah, but I'm guessing you haven't battery modded yours. Yeah, 500 hertz polling is also plenty for office use. I think that's not an unpopular take. Honestly, 500 hertz in like Battlefield, I honestly can't really tell the difference unless, I don't know. I can tell it in Kovacs, but not in like a really visually busy game. Okay, well, I'm hungry, so I should probably go eat something, but I really hate taking down the live stream when I have so many people watching and I want to do more modding as soon as I'm done with this. How about this, guys? For those of you guys watching, I will be back at, it's 2:22 right now. 2:20. I'll be back at 3. I'll be back in 40 minutes, okay, guys? Is that even on stream? Yeah, I'll be back in 40 minutes at the next hour. Okay, y'all? And that will do, we will do these mics or something. I don't know, something like this. Yeah. All right, lunch break. Y'all go get yourselves a lunch break too. I'm gonna plug in the VT3. Maybe I should download Fragpunk and play with the VT3 tonight. I don't gotta work tomorrow. I took the day off, baby. Okay, y'all. I'll see you guys in